everybody. You're listening to Around the Crown, and if you're watching the video that accompanies this podcast, which you might know airs exclusively on the Gov channel, well, you can see that we have taken the show on the road today. Ryan, we're broadcasting live this afternoon from Carowinds. How awesome.
Oh, you're not kidding. This is incredible. I might disappear halfway through this. If I do, it's okay.
Yeah, well, we have to force him to stay here because these rides look very, very enticing. You can tell these people are having a blast. I hear lots of screams and they're having fun.
They are. And you know what the fun thing is? We were talking about as we were having our little ride in. It would be kind of amusing, a little bit of fun, just working in a place where literally you hear people screaming to their eventual fun side of the world, just screaming all day. I think it'd be awesome. This place is it's giving me goosebumps just thinking about it, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be hard to go to work in a bad mood when you're coming to an amusement park. So.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
And the food, I can smell the food too. It's making me hungry.
That's because Gina, there's some coming for you, Gina.
I know, we're going to taste test, so you definitely don't want to miss that. But Ryan, I grew up in northeastern Ohio, about 2 hours, a little bit less than 2 hours from Sandusky. So I grew up going to Cedar Point. I love roller coasters. I mean, the faster, the taller, the twistier, the better. So I'm into it. Do you ride roller coasters?
I love roller coasters. Absolutely love them. I got a fun story, which I won't share here, about my wife and I. One of our first dates after we got married, we went to a theme park in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And we had a good time, but that was our first real theme park together as a married couple. So it was the first time to see each other in that type of scenario. So I love theme parks. I could spend all day, every day in a place like this. I'm just afraid I wouldn't work.
Yeah, you wouldn't work.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Well, of course, I think Carowinds, one of their most famous rides is the Fury 325. It reaches speeds of like nearly 100 miles an hour. So I am not leaving this park without riding that.
That's fast.
Yeah, it is. And we're going to catch up with the maintenance director here, too, in a little bit. And he has a bunch of cool facts and figures about how tall and fast these things are and kind of what it takes to maintain a park of this size. And I mean, I can't imagine like how many nuts and bolts they actually use to keep these things safe for people to ride.
Which is a good thing. And I'm just looking around and they're huge.
Yeah,
I mean, just everything that it takes to make everybody, the riders and the passengers and the passerbyers, just everybody safe is amazing. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Guy's got a hard job, but we're glad he's here.
Somebody's got to do it.
Absolutely.
Well, today's podcast is part of a summer series that we're kicking off on Around the Crown, and we've sort of dubbed it Destination Charlotte. And our goal is to show the audience, show you guys at home some really fun, cool places in the Queen City, places that, if you have visitors from out of town or you want to take the kiddos for a fun day. So whatever it might be, we're lucky to have an amusement park so close. And certainly Carowinds draws visitors in from all over the region, not just Charlotte. So.
Absolutely. Because I don't think we're both not from Charlotte originally.
Yeah, we're
But I knew of
transplants.
Carowinds before I moved here. It's just, oh, here it goes. Ready? Yeah.
You can hear the coaster there. Where are the screams?
Yeah, I'll take them both. Screams and the coaster are good.
These people are bolder. They don't seem so scared.
No, it doesn't. It's not as creepy as some of the ones you get.
Well, let's bring in our first guest. First up today, we're going to talk with Larissa Thompson. She is the Public Relations Manager. And Larissa, we have set up our podcast booth in a new section of the park called County Fair.
Absolutely.
And so tell us about it.
Absolutely. Well, it's a lot of fun. 4 brand new rides we brought in 2017. And so excited to actually bring this to our folks, here in the Charlotte area, those visiting from wherever. One of the things that you see and hear behind you, of course, is the Flying Cobras. Yeah. It used to be called Carolina Cobra, so we just included that in this area as well. So you have Zephyr, Do-Si-Do, Electro Spin, and Rock and Roller. And along with those rides, we also brought in food. Now, everybody loves fair food, so we have those fries. You're going to get to taste some of it, so I'm really excited. The fried corn, cotton candy, funnel cakes, of course, everybody's favorite. So a lot of those foods we brought in, so just to make this a whole new experience for guests.
Yeah, it's cool because it's sort of like evoking the actual fair experience. You know what I mean? You have like the ticket booth over there that people can't see off camera. I'm looking at like a fair fries station, it looks like, in there. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of like something that you would see like growing up in the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
A fun summer experience.
And bringing back that experience of, the fair was, of course, some years ago, but that fair feel and that agriculture. So you'll kind of see some pigs over here too, maybe a pickup truck and pumpkins and all of those things to add into that fanfare over here in the county fair section.
Yeah, so is this like a big draw for the families that come? I imagine that they probably spend a little bit of time in this section.
Absolutely. It is about the families and for those tweeners too. So those folks that are maybe too big for Planet Snoopy but not big enough for Fury 325, these 4 rides are the perfect ride, this section in the park. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you know what's fun is for people who are from Charlotte, or they've spent some time here, they may have visited Carowinds, but it's kind of cool that they can come back and experience something a little bit new or different.
Absolutely. Each and every year there's something new. Last year, of course, was Carolina Harbor Water Park, which is more than 27 acres of splash-tastic fun, if you will. So,
yeah.
And you get 2 parks for the price of 1. So you get the amusement park as well as the water park, all combined into 1 price.
Yeah. So it's the 2nd year for the water park.
Yes.
And I read somewhere that there are like some 1,200 water parks in the U.S., and USA Today actually ranked this one pretty darn high.
We are so excited. We are number 4 on their top 10 list of the best outdoor water park in the U.S.
Yeah.
So that's huge for us and for the Charlotte area, of course.
Mm-hmm. Ryan has some kids at home. I feel like he should probably take them.
My kids love the water. They love to play in the pool. If I bring them here, I'm telling you, we might need to, again, pitch a tent somewhere so we can just stay in here
And
all
they
day.
probably, I was going to say, they won't want to leave.
Nope. And I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. I'm sure my wife is too.
Now, do you have to buy like a separate pass to use that, or is it just one thing to get in both?
Yep, 2 parks for the price of 1. So you pay that 1 price and you get 2
awesome.
fantastic parks. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
fun. So now, we do live in Charlotte in the South, so I have to imagine that a ton of people use that because it's warm out here today. So I would imagine that people like to cool off and, kind of take some relaxation time.
Absolutely. So we created an oasis, a Carolina oasis, if you will. So you don't have to go to the beach. You get to actually come here and just relax. You can rent a cabana, lay by the seaside, if you will, or the Surf Club Harbor, one of our wave pools here. Or you can, of course, there's a toddler area for the kids. There's also, of course, that thrill seeker, Blackbeard's Revenge that everybody talks about. So if you're one of those thrill seekers and you want that thrill, get your adrenaline rushing, Blackbeard's Revenge is the answer for you.
That's what I want. I said the faster, the taller, the better.
Yep.
And if you get soaked in the process, it's kind of funny. It's amusing,
Absolutely.
especially if you're with friends. It's like, who's going to get soaked out of all of us?
Yes.
And you just
It
hope.
always misses one.
Exactly.
You ever notice that when you do those things? You come out,
And it's
everybody's
never you,
dressed.
is it?
Never.
So anything else new in the park that's happening this summer?
Cirque Imagine, it'll be the 2nd year for Cirque Imagine. So if you like acrobatics, those stunts, things that you probably used to try when you were a little girl or a little boy, and those acrobats you used to try when you were a little kid and your parents said, no, don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we brought that to you. It's in the Carolina Theater, so you can watch Cirque Imagine. We have our Kids Fest that will be held in July. So there's something for everyone here to do. You just missed, unfortunately, our festival, our food festival that we have every spring called Taste of the Carolinas. So it's a lot for everybody to do.
Okay, cool. Now, what else is happening this summer? Do you guys have various other events that are coming up, or how does the schedule work?
Absolutely, and you can always go to carowinds.com. It has all of our shows and events and all of the information. But again, Cirque Imagine will definitely be here.
Yep.
The Kids Fest, July 15th and 16th, and that's on a weekend. And so it's lots of, it's an informational session for kids, if you will. So we'll have first responders here. They get to talk about their jobs and what they do. You'll also have, we're teaming up with the CBCC, the Carolina Blood Center of the Carolinas, and so they're going to be here as well and hold a fest and learn more about giving blood and what it means when you're helping your community doing things like that. So then we'll have arts and crafts, so it'll be a lot for the entire family to do.
Yeah, and I mean, there are a ton of people walking around behind us, and I don't even think all of the schools are let out either. So, I feel like you guys are going to be busy.
Yes, that's an understatement, but
Yeah.
we are very excited about the season.
Yeah. So what's an amusement park without some food, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you
And-
can't come here and not eat. I can smell it.
Well, we have an executive chef here that creates these menus, these fun things. So, we don't have the typical amusement park food either. So you're gonna get to taste the brisket, the barbecue, the ribs, the fried corn. You're going to be able to taste all that. And of course, we talked about this earlier, but we have a world record. We make a 20-inch funnel cake. And you're going to get to sample some of the funnel cake too. So
I'm good with that.
Yeah. So when? Like now? Or?
in just a minute. And so, again, that experience is there for you guys. And so over in Carolina Harbor, we also have Schooner's Beach Bar. So we serve adult beverages, so some of you guys may want to let the kids play in the park and get to sit back and relax in your cabana. So those things are there. So, again, it's something for everyone, no matter how young at heart you are.
Good way to put that. I like that.
And
Very
we
good.
mentioned, of course, the water park made that USA Today list, but Carowinds also made a list. I think it was like the coolest ice cream sandwiches across the United States or something.
Yes, we were the only amusement park to be on the list for USA Today for the sweetest ice cream spin, if you will.
Yeah.
So Chef Chris came up with a gelato panini. Now, can you imagine that? So you have warm soft bread, you put it in the panini press with ice cream, and the ice cream doesn't melt. You're going to get to taste that later on,
Mind
too.
blown a little bit.
So you'll get to definitely experience that. So we're really excited about, putting Charlotte on the map as well as Carowinds.
Mm-hmm. Now, what are some of the fan favorites? Like, do people have things that, you sell out way more than others?
Absolutely, that brisket. The brisket in Harmony Hall, everybody wants to eat that brisket. And so, again, once you taste it, you'll clearly understand why. They come to Carowinds. Some people just come to Carowinds to eat. And that's amazing that, our menu is that extensive that folks want to just come here and enjoy the food.
Yeah.
So brisket is the favorite. And of course, the funnel cake. That's everybody's favorite. Yeah, absolutely. It's never going anywhere. So those are the things that people love the most.
So people who are huge foodies, you said that you actually have like an unlimited food plan that you can buy.
You can buy, online, go to carowinds.com. You can get a drink and dining plan. Okay. So you don't have to worry about paying for drinks or food when you come here. You buy that plan. It is a lifesaver, and so is the season pass. So we recommend that folks come on and buy their gold season pass as well, because it gives you free parking. And of course, the two new things that are coming this year, well, one new thing, it's Winterfest, but they get into Carowinds and Winterfest. So it's really worth it to buy the gold pass.
Yeah. So what is Winterfest then?
Oh, that's our new Christmas holiday festival that's coming. It debuts Black Friday, and it'll go through the end of December. And so we're going to have like live shows. We will definitely have Charlie Brown's Christmas tree lot.
Yeah.
So that's going to be cool. We'll have an ice skating rink. We'll have animals. So it's a lot for the folks to do. We'll have vendors here as well. You'll get to, again, our executive chef is preparing some great treats and foods for folks. So really excited about it.
Well, I'll look forward to that, but in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy summer because
absolutely,
I'm so happy that it's finally here, and I'm also happy that I see some food just off
do you want
camera.
it now?
I think we should try it.
Absolutely, I think you should too. Do you want me to hold your mic?
It would be wrong for us not to tell people how good it is. Thank you.
There you go, Gina.
It might be kind of a juggling act with the microphone.
I kind of want to see Gina try the whole thing.
Yeah, hopefully this doesn't end up like on my shirt or
I don't think it will.
Or on the ground.
I think you'll do good.
Thank you, sir.
This is going to be...
So let's see here. It looks like we have some of that fried corn that you mentioned.
You do have the fried corn.
And I see some coleslaw, and I think I see some of that brisket that you said folks just can't get enough of.
Absolutely. You see the brisket, and you see your rib.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have smoked wings, too. So that's one of the favorites, too. Yep, absolutely. The smoked wings.
Okay. So you guys can't leave me hanging. Let's try this, right?
Let's try it. Let's do it.
Is it bad? I mean, are there any rules to how you eat this stuff?
No
I'm a finger
rules.
guy.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I got kids.
We're
I'm a
all
finger
People
guy.
at home, don't judge us.
We'll do it together.
Yeah, I already told Steve Rogers, the guy behind the camera, I said no close-ups while I'm eating
While
this
we're eating.
food.
Mm-hmm.
Be nice to me.
And no talking with your mouth full either, right?
Yeah, that's the hard part. I got toddlers at home, so they're when you're at dinner, lunch, whatever, they're doing something funny. So
Yes.
You got to tell them to stop every once in a while.
Right.
That is amazing.
Well, I just tried, I think, the pulled pork.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with that barbecue sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that, in the South that you have something like this at an amusement park, because I used to go to Cedar Point all the time in Ohio, and up north, barbecue's not, they don't do it quite as well. Sorry, guys.
Right.
They try.
And that's one of our sister parks. They have some favorites up there too, for them. And so barbecue, of course, and here in the South, this is what we like to do. So we're really excited about it.
Chicken.
Yeah, try your wing. Try it. It's a smoked. I promise you're going to enjoy it. You guys are going to want to get a take-home plate.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Wow.
Fresh every day.
And it just falls right off the bone too.
Yes.
That's about as good as it gets.
I'm curious to know, how many people actually order that 20-inch funnel cake?
Mostly families.
Yeah.
I'll say that. You see a group of people. I would not want to be the person who orders it and tries to eat it by themselves. I don't think that would be good. But yeah, so really excited about it. Now you let me know when you
challenge to somebody, not me.
To
I think our director back here, David, might be able to handle that.
Let's try
David, no
it, David.
Yes.
I think that would be great.
I've been trying to convince him to do a pizza challenge, and I said that he needed to invite me so I could witness this, but he hasn't grown the courage yet.
I can
He
only
said he's
imagine.
not ready. He's not ready. He hasn't trained properly
Wow.
enough.
Okay.
We got flying basketballs. Kids, see, that's the great thing about this place, you know? Kids are having fun.
Kids are having
Exactly.
fun. Everybody's having fun. So
Absolutely.
really excited about
I'm
that.
29 years old and I still have fun at these things.
Yes,
so it's like-
absolutely.
I'm a little bit older than that. I won't say exactly how. I'm not that worried about it because, you know, I'm not supposed to be.
Right.
But I still have fun.
I'm still
ready.
26.
There you go. I love
See?
it. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'm 26 at heart.
Yes, good.
I don't know that I've ever had corn fried before, but it's
Me
good.
neither. And you know what? Our chef is phenomenal. He does
Yes,
a
he
great
is.
job of coming up with these menus.
Yeah.
And it's something folks enjoy. Again, there are some people that you'll find that come here just to eat
I
and
can
enjoy
see
the
that.
food.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think I'm still amazed by that. Is because you don't think of, well, at least I don't. When
Right.
you go to a theme park, you think quick food stuff on
Right.
the run, funnel
Right.
cakes, ice
Right.
cream. You don't
Exactly.
think of the panini ice cream.
Right.
You don't think of that stuff. But the
Right.
fact that that's here, that hits so many different levels of the market. It's
Absolutely. And that's what we
Unbelievable.
want to do. Yep.
And that's,
absolutely.
yeah, I was surprised when we spoke on the phone. You said that you had an executive chef. It's like you almost don't associate
Yes.
an executive chef with a theme park, and you're
Yes.
like, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yes, and a great investment for the park and, of course, for our guests,
Absolutely.
who are most important. So, yes. And, you know, we talk to our guests. We ask, what is it that you want to see when you come to the park? And this is one of the things that they wanted to see. So, we're really excited about that.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Well, should we try this funnel cake?
I think we should. You want to do
Yeah.
a funnel cake? Let's do the funnel cake, guys.
I'm sorry while you
We'll
guys are
switch
talking.
it.
I
How we're
was
going to
eating.
hold all this, we don't know yet.
Can
Okay.
I switch you?
Yeah, we pass that.
Okay,
I
I'm
can
going to
still
pass
hear
that
it.
to you. You want to? Okay.
Thank you.
Pass it
All
on
right.
down
Thank
to,
you.
All right, so
And
now we
Ron,
have
take
some
my
of this
plate.
funnel
Thank you,
cake that we're
Ron.
going to try.
Napkin.
funnel
Yep,
cake.
you can leave that.
We didn't get the 20-inch one, but I don't think we need it between
Well,
the
we
three
had
of
to
us.
cut it up because I don't think all three of us could. I don't know.
I,
Let's see here.
I couldn't do it.
For all you guys that don't like to eat food with your fingers, I apologize.
That's-
I'm a finger guy.
I think a funnel cake's meant to be eaten with the fingers.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, so delicious.
Mm.
Great
Yeah.
job.
What do you think, Gina? Gina's not talking. She's
Yeah,
right
excuse
on
me
top.
while I don't speak for 5 minutes.
That's amazing.
Well worth it. Delicious.
It's good. It has like a strawberry topping on it.
Yep.
Yeah, they did strawberry and whipped cream for this one. You can get, of course, your traditional if you'd like,
Okay.
which is, of course, just, you know, your powdered sugar. We have a red velvet, and we have a special one, of course, during Carowinds, which is pumpkin.
Oh,
so
fun.
you'll notice the changes there.
That's amazing.
And something, again, folks can enjoy. And he'll make a special one for Winterfest as well. I don't know what that one's going to be just yet. So he comes up with all these. Our executive chef, he does a great job. So, yeah.
And you guys give him creative freedom just to do.
Well, sometimes. Yes, we do for the most part. Though, yeah.
Absolutely. He's clearly very
Yes.
good at what he does.
Yes, absolutely.
Is most of the food here sort of grab and go, or are there places where you can actually sit down, like a restaurant style type thing?
Well, Harmony Hall, which is located by Intimidator,
Okay.
is where you can find your brisket, your barbecue, your ribs. You can find all of that stuff there. And it has a sit down, and they actually have live performances in there on stage as well. So you get to enjoy your food and, of course, enjoy the music.
Yeah. Very cool.
And cool off. Most importantly, cool off. I should say that, shouldn't I?
I can see that, but you can do that in some of the rides too. What the
On
heck?
some of the
Have a
rides
little
as
fun.
well. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think it's funny. Again, while you guys were talking, I'm over here just munching.
I know. I'm like, okay, I can't. My mom told me not to talk with my mouth full.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Sorry, Mom.
I was speaking to someone earlier, and Ryan and I are both transplants to the area, but I was surprised to know just how long Carowinds has been in this community. And I know it's evolved and it's changed, but
Right.
it's pretty amazing that it's still here. And you know, you guys are obviously putting money into it and building it out and improving it every year. So
Absolutely. Been here since 1973. I'm sure, as you probably researched and found out, a very long time. And again, it's just grown from something very small to now 400 plus acres of fun, of family fun. So again, every year there's something new that's added on because our guests said, this is what we want, this is what we want to do. You know, can you bring this, or can we have more
Thank you.
family fun? What is it that I can ride with my child? And so those are the things that we're listening to from our guests to be able to do those things. So yes.
That's awesome.
So now we were talking about how we're really excited to ride some of these roller coasters,
Absolutely.
but I'm interested to get some of like the facts and figures about just how tall and fast these are. And so I think that we're going to speak with the Director of Maintenance Operations, Steve
Absolutely.
Jackson.
He has all of the information, and we'll bring Mr. Jackson on now.
Yeah, I had a chance to speak with Steve briefly before the podcast this afternoon, and he seems like he is just a wealth of knowledge. You have to wait till you hear some of the stuff that this guy knows. But Steve, we're happy you're here. Thanks for making some time for us.
Oh, no problems at all.
Okay, so you told me before we started the podcast that you consider yourself to be second generation. So you've worked here for quite a long time.
Right, I started here in 1985, and I worked for a guy who actually helped build the park, Billy Carell. He actually started marketing, did maintenance back in 1972, working with Pat Hall.
Okay, and Carowinds is actually a family affair for you because you said that your wife works here as well.
It is. My wife, she started working here in 1978. I'm not going to tell you how old she is, but she's actually worked here longer than I have. We actually met here. And
wow.
yep,
That's awesome.
So we met here, we got married, and we actually have a 13-year-old daughter together now.
And you said that the 13-year-old, I don't know her name. What's her name?
Her name's Margot.
Margot. She rides some of the rides, but she hasn't worked her way up to like the Fury level quite yet.
Not quite yet. No, she loves Afterburn. She loves to flip upside down.
Yeah.
She likes the Flying Cobras and Afterburn and a few other rides, some of the bigger rides, but she hasn't ridden the Intimidator or the Fury yet. So.
Okay.
And I'm still working on her, but Dad's not allowed to make her ride anything.
Yeah, she has to do it in her own time.
That's right. Her own time, her own speed.
Now, you were telling me about a ride that it used to be called Top Gun. What is it called now?
It's called Afterburn now.
Afterburn.
Yep.
And an interesting backstory with that. Explain that for us.
We put Afterburn in 1999.
Okay.
And ever since then, that coaster, all the elements in it are built off of the experience you have in an F-14 Tomcat. So B&M got that ride 100% right. They actually call that one of their best rides ever that they've ever built because they got all the elements right. People love that ride. It feels just like you're in an F-14.
Yeah.
So they've built hundreds of coasters all over the world, and that is one of their number one coasters ever built.
And the cool thing about that is a lot of people don't have an opportunity to get up in that sort of aircraft. So this sort of gives them that opportunity to maybe feel like what the pilot experience is.
That's right. All the turns and curves and moves over there are all based off aeronautical moves that an F-14 would make.
So now what's the tallest or the fastest roller coaster here? Is it one and the same or are they different?
It's actually one and the same, Fury 325. It's
Okay.
the tallest, fastest giga coaster in the world.
So what's a giga coaster exactly?
A giga coaster is any roller coaster who has a traditional chain lift and it's between 300 and 399 feet tall.
Okay. Now, how fast would you go if you ride that?
95 miles an hour.
95 miles an
95
hour.
miles an hour.
I'm in.
Coming down the first hill.
I have to imagine if we were in front of Fury today that we may be hearing some louder screams than this one behind us. But the Flying Cobras looks fun too.
It does.
The Flying Cobras, it's a great ride. It's a real compact coaster. It goes back to the 80s when footprints were small. The economy was a little bit different. People were looking for a compact coaster, and that's what the Cobra is. But
And
it's a lot of fun. It's fast. Mm-hmm. It's got multiple loops in it, multiple inversions. That was actually the first. Go back to my daughter. That's the first upside down ride she rode, is what she calls it.
That's
Okay. And this is kind of a family area that you guys have created this year. It's known as the County Fair. And, it's interesting. You said that Carowinds sort of identified something that was missing. And so this is supposed to evoke for parents especially sort of that experience from their childhood maybe, and hopefully they pass that down when they visit with their kids.
That's right. The County Fair area, it's got what we call classic rides in it. We went out and we shopped the world. We ended up in Europe. We found 4 classic rides for Carowinds. There were different places. One came from Japan, one from China, and 2 from Europe. We sent them through the rehab shop. We rebuilt them. But what we were looking for were rides that were real reliable, real family-oriented, rides that had a good track record for popularity, and that's what we went after. So we want something that's good for the families, fun to ride, everybody enjoys, and it's also got that county fair feel that you may have seen some of these rides on the midways when you went to the local classic county fairs back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So now, do any of the roller coasters here hold records besides Fury?
They do.
Okay.
The Cyclone, the Carolina Cyclone, when it was put in, held the world record for the most inversions its first year. It held that record for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks, and then
Okay.
they put in 3 of those coasters that year, almost the same.
Yeah.
But since Carowinds opened first, we actually held the world record for 2 weeks. Then it was a tie.
That's funny.
Back when White Lightning was here, White Lightning was the first looping coaster in a theme park.
Okay.
It was actually a prototype.
Okay.
So that was White Lightning. When we put in Intimidator, it held a world record for the tallest hypercoaster. It was 2 feet taller than the one put in the year before.
Okay.
So roller coaster records come and go. So that's kind of how that works. I'm sure that somebody will build one a little bit bigger than Fury in the next few years, and then it won't be the tallest, fastest anymore.
Yeah.
But right now it is.
Do you guys have any wooden roller coasters?
Oh, we do. We have
reading my mind right there.
Really?
The Gold Rusher
Okay.
and the Hurler are both wooden roller coasters.
Okay. Those are a little bit more shaky on my head, but I still think they're fun. They're a little bit vintage.
Yes.
Well, they are. A wooden roller coaster is a classic coaster. You know, that's how roller coasters started. They were made out of wood, and they were originally based off mine cars, and it's progressed since then. It's a lot now they've got wooden roller coasters that have gone upside down. So we don't have one of those right now.
That sounds like it a little scary.
Yeah.
It's a
Roller
little
coaster.
scary. It's very dynamic, and
Yeah.
it's usually it's you can do that, but the steel coasters are much more inclined to go upside down. They're easier to build upside down than wooden ones are.
Yeah. So how many roller coasters in all, even if it's just a rough estimate?
Oh, it's okay. I think we're at 11 right now.
11. Okay. Like, what's the maintenance schedule like to keep 11 roller coasters up and running?
Okay. We have 27 mechanics on duty.
Okay.
6 electricians, and they rotate schedules. We start at 6 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 5, depending on what our early ride time is to get everything checked out. We use Fury as the example. It takes 2 technicians 3 hours each to get that ride checked out.
Wow.
Intimidator's the same way, but it's 3 trains. It's a big long track. There's a lot of moving parts on it. The kiddie rides might take 30 minutes. You might spend 30 minutes over here checking out Do-Si-Do, one person, but the big coasters take a lot longer. You have to spin every wheel. You have to check the diameter on the wheels. You have to there's a lot of stuff to look at.
And is that something that you're required to do daily?
Daily. There's
Okay.
the daily inspections. We have dailies, weeklies, monthlies, and annuals that we have to do. So the daily inspection happens every day. And then the weekly inspections, we do part of that every day. And then the monthlies, that's usually once a month we go through and it's a different inspection on different components.
Yeah. I have to imagine that, your friends or family or people you run into know that you work at Carowinds. You've had to run into somebody who's like, I'm too scared to ride a roller coaster. When it comes to like a safety standpoint, how do you explain that for folks in terms of kind of putting their mind at ease?
Okay. Well, for one thing, I ride everything that we work on.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not going to ride something that's not safe.
Yeah.
We go through our daily checks. We're very diligent with our inspections. We're very diligent with what we do every day. Not just when we do inspections, we actually go out and listen to rides. So we actually watch them operate also. Carowinds is a very safe park, always has been. That's one thing that I really pride us on. I've been here since '85, and we don't hurt people on our rides. We don't. My daughter's 13. I'll let her ride anything out here, and not bat an eye about it. So I mean,
There you go.
if I let my kids and my friends' kids ride, and grandkids and great grandkids of people I know, it's safe.
Yeah.
It's very safe.
Exactly. It's kind of like if you want to prove that drinking water would be safe, then you drink a glass. So it's
That's
kind
right.
of the same
Yeah.
concept.
Absolutely.
Yep. And like I said, I ride everything out here.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer, if you work on it, you ride it.
So now, wait times. Does it just kind of depend on the time of year in terms of how long you're
Depends
waiting?
on the time of year, time of day. When you first come in the park, like when we put Fury in, everybody ran to Fury. When we put Afterburn in, everybody runs the new ride or what they want to do. We put County Fair in, everybody came over here. So that's how things kind of morph around. But what you'll find is it really depends on what day of the week it's, how many people are in the park, how long the wait times are. The fewer people in the park, the shorter the wait time is going to be. So Saturday's a big day, so wait time's going to be a little bit longer on Saturday. Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday's actually probably a really good day if you want to come out here and ride everything.
I was gonna
you
say,
know,
give somebody
shorter
the
wait time.
inside scoop. What's the best day if you're able to take a day off?
If you're looking to ride rides
Yeah.
with shortest wait times, I'd say Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay,
There you go.
good to know. You heard it here first, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Steve, we appreciate you joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem.
I know you're a wealth of knowledge, so if you have any fun facts that I haven't heard yet, lay it on me before we let you go.
World record. We have 5 attractions that are in 2 states.
Oh yeah, that's.
Yes.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Because the state line goes right through the park, and that was one of the unique things about Carowinds when Pat Hall started it. He wanted to make it for both Carolinas, so he put it in both states. The state line goes right through the park.
Yeah.
So the lazy river's in both states, and then we have 4 rides that actually cross the state line.
Yeah, that's cool.
So-
Ryan had mentioned at one point, he's like, are we in North Carolina or South Carolina? And I didn't even realize that it was a little bit of both.
Oh yeah. This is Zephyr over here in County Fair. It's a swing ride. When you start in one state and you swing to the other.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah, you can't, there's not many places that you can say that about.
There isn't.
Can't beat that.
No.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for
Oh,
joining
you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Ryan, if you had to choose, which coaster would you ride first? Are you one of those, the Fury guy that wants to drop, or do you
Yeah.
like to wind and like
No,
the
I'm-
corkscrew type thing?
I'm a fast-paced guy. I want to go hit the Fury. I want to hit the big stuff. But I'm also, at the same time, I'm also the wooden coaster guy.
Yeah.
I know you're talking. It does rattle you, but
does,
I don't know.
yeah.
There's just something that reminds me of the parks that I used to go to when I was growing up.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
I remember from my roller coaster days that like I would always have kind of a headache when I get off those wooden coasters, but it
Yeah.
wasn't enough to stop me from doing it again. So
Yeah, and you know the cool thing is, Gina, when we're done here, we haven't told you this yet. You're gonna go out and you're gonna ride some things.
yeah,
Right?
I
You're gonna
hope.
go ride some things, and you're gonna do some short little things and tell us what you thought. How crazy was it? Let's have a little fun with it. You tell everybody about how exciting this place is, because I gotta tell you, we're sitting there talking to Larissa and Steve. Did you look at their faces the whole time they were talking?
Yeah.
Big smiles.
Yeah.
Both of them. They're loving it. They love this place, and you know what? I can see why.
I know it's hard to come in here with like a frown on your face. I mean, you can just see like the excitement in people's faces. They like to be here. This is a fun treat for them.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I'm jealous.
Well, we hope that you've enjoyed this first Destination Charlotte. Like, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, you can actually watch the video, because I'm sure a lot of people are tuning in on the podcast on SoundCloud, or you clicked on the link that you saw on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. But on the Gov channel, you can see everything that's going on behind us. We'll actually put some of that footage of me riding roller coasters. Forgive me if my hair is like, you know, it's like way bigger when I get done, but it's
real,
all fun.
Gina. It's real life. It's okay.
Exactly. It's fun. But don't forget, you can subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play. Find it under the Breaking News tab on charlottenc.gov, and you can watch that video on the Gov channel. That airs on Monday mornings at 8 o'clock, and then again at 9 and 11. And you can get the Gov channel. I think it's AT&T and Time Warner that carry
Yes, it
that,
is.
correct? Okay. Well, we hope that you've enjoyed spending some time with us. We had a blast. I'm going to go ride some roller coasters, so I got to get out of here.
You gotta get out of here. That's okay. She'll have fun. You gotta, like I said, you gotta tell us how it goes, though.
Yeah, but something to mention, and I'll say this before we let you guys get on with your day, is if you have an idea for the next destination, Charlotte, if there's a place that you think that we just have to go, email us, crowncast704@gmail.com, or just connect with us on social media. The handle is @CLTGov. That's @CLTGov, and whatever floats your boat works for us. So join us next time.